right, welcome. We are live here, and it's not the JV game anymore. Let's take that away, and I'll hand it over to Eric while I fix that. Not to put you on the spot once again, but
no worries. Hi, hello, and welcome. We are here at Barnesville High School, side of tonight's action between the host Barnesville Trojans and the visiting Hawley Nuggets. I'm Eric Tionkson, alongside my partner Mike Mason here with Magnitude Sports, and we should be in for a good one here. It's senior night tonight at Barnesville. For those of you that were watching coverage of the JV game, we brought you coverage of the senior night festivities here at Barnesville, recognizing the two seniors on this squad, Eric Ackerson and Adam Tonsfeld. Not a very senior-laden squad, but definitely a special night for those two players, as well as this team as a whole, so we should be in for a fun one and might see some big performances from those two guys. Taking a look at records for both these teams, starting off with the visitors, Hawley. Hawley comes into this game with a 6-10 overall record and a 1-9 record in the Hardo Lakes Conference, as opposed to Barnesville coming in with a 9-6 record and a 6-4 conference record. These two teams clashing here right before tournament time. As I mentioned earlier, it's senior night, so the last home game of the season, of the regular season, I should say, for the Trojans, as they wrap up action here this weekend, and then we'll be gearing up for some postseason play that will be hopefully bringing you coverage of that as well on Magnitude Sports. So, been a busy but fun month of March here with high school basketball as we wrapped up EDC coverage last week and getting ready for some Minnesota postseason coverage this week. Very exciting time here if you are a basketball fan. Wouldn't you say so, Mike?
Oh, yes, definitely 100% agree with that there. And, you know, you love, or at least this is my perspective. I can't speak for you. I'm guessing I might be able to. But, you know, you love doing basketball, and then you get to the tournament time, and you're like, man, I wish it was tournament time all season. You know, it always seems like, and for obvious reasons, that the best basketball comes from the two teams that step onto the court when your season's on the line, you know, and we definitely saw that when we were covering Class A EDC. And I don't know if you watched any of the State A from North Dakota on TV today, but I know I was able to catch the first couple games, and well, the teams that we've covered on Magnitude, they are 2-1 in the state tournament now.
Wow.
West Fargo Cheyenne will play West Fargo in the semifinals on Saturday, and Minot defeated Fargo North. I believe the final score just was sent to me a moment ago. The final score in that one, 83-67 in favor of Minot. So the one seed out of the West advances to the semifinals, and they'll play the winner of Bismarck Legacy and Fargo Davies, which is going to get set to a tip-off at about the same time this game is set to tip off, in about 10 minutes from right now. We'll take a break, and we'll take a deeper look into these two teams side by side in a couple of moments here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Your family, your friends, our community. At Midwest Bank of Barnesville, these cornerstones of family, friends, and community is the very heart of Midwest Bank. Whether it's help in expanding the family farm, building, remodeling, or purchasing your new home, or supporting our local schools, Midwest Bank is here because you are our family, you are our friends, and this is our community. Midwest Bank, banking your way on South Front Street, Barnesville. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Dean's Bulk Service is your convenient stop on the way to the lake. Whether you're looking for snacks, drinks, fresh rolls, bait, ice, or a clean restroom, you are able to find it all inside our friendly facilities. The Barnesville and Save & See stores are proud to fly the Arco gasoline brand. Dean's Bulk Service also celebrates 50 years of great service of propane, fuel, oil, and lubricants. We are always ready to deliver. Dean's Bulk Service is a proud supporter of Trojan athletics and wishes the Barnesville Trojans the best of luck in this game and every game this sports season. All right, welcome back to our pregame show here. Mike Mason alongside Eric Tianson. Hope you're having a great afternoon, or I should say great early evening is what I should say. As we're getting ready here for a couple of some boys Heart of Lake action here as the Section 8 AA tournament is on the horizon. The Hawley Nuggets with one game remaining after tonight, and that'll be a game against Pelican Rapids, and that will be at home for the Hawley Nuggets this coming Saturday, set for a 3:30 p.m. tip-off. While the Barnesville Trojans still have 2 games left on the schedule, only one of them a conference game. The next one on Saturday against Detroit Lakes is a non-conference, non-section game. And then they will wrap up the regular season live on Magnitude on Monday, March 15th, when the Barnesville Trojan boys go on the road to take on Dilworth Glendon Felton Rebels, a game that resulted in a 2-point loss for the Rebels right here on Magnitude back on March 1st. It seems like that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was only 10 days ago. You were here for that game, Eric. We have about 7 minutes, so we have time. Let's take a quick preview at that one. Is Dilworth Glendon Felton smelling blood after that loss? They really want that game, I bet you.
I would have to imagine. So you want to talk about tough, heartbreaking losses. I mean, for me, certainly, if I was a player on the team, that game is certainly one that's been in the back of my mind, and certainly going to be a lot of fuel there. Man, that should be a fun one.
And we'll have that game for you here on Magnitude Sports. And we want to say thanks to Activities Director Joe O'Keefe and Nikki Wardine for allowing us to come and broadcast that game on Monday at Glendon, at DGF High School in Glendon, Minnesota. So certainly appreciate that. Taking a look at the roster here, you got a lot of 6-footers on the Hawley Nuggets team compared to a lot of 5-footers for the Barnesville Trojans. But do you think the height is going to play a role, Eric, or not?
Well, that's a tough question. I think we've looked at a height difference between teams a few times now when we've come here, and I think it's easy to say that, height could make a difference, but I think you look at this Barnesville team, they do a good job with bigger players. You know, you saw a lot of tall guys on Breckenridge, a few guys with size on DGF, and they won both those games. Mm-hmm. Certainly going to be a tall task again, but you got guys like Zenzen and Inninger that just love to do the dirty work down low. And they might not be the tallest guys out there, but they certainly play above their height. So it'll certainly be something to watch, I think, and it certainly could be a factor. But if history serves us right, I don't know how big of a factor it's actually going to be.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. I mean, you got Barnesville just cruise into the lane and weave through defenders like they're not there to start with, and kiss them in off the glass for an easy 2. So I'm certain that we'll see a play like that on a couple of occasions tonight, and we'll see what Hawley's able to bring into this contest as well, as the 2 teams have exited the floor to their respective locker rooms to talk things over. 5 minutes before we start this second half of play. Once again, broadcast coverage brought to you by Dean's Bulk Service and Midwest Bank, as well as the halftime show and player of the game brought to you by Midwest Bank as well. And we certainly appreciate their support of the Barnesville Trojans here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Also want to give a shout out to the Barnesville Takedown Club for supporting Barnesville Trojan Wrestling this year. Home meets are all wrapped up, but they certainly made it happen for us as well here on Magnitude Sports. And we certainly appreciate all the opponents that have come in. We certainly appreciate all the viewers who have watched their team win or lose here in Barnesville. And we just couldn't be any more thrilled. We've had a handful of Barnesville games with just shy of 3,000 views. I think Barnesville doesn't even have 3,000 people in the community. So there's somebody watching, which is awesome, and I absolutely love that. So your final thoughts before we take our final pregame break here, Eric. We got about 3 minutes and 50 seconds. You can take 3 minutes of that if you want.
Well, right on. All right. Well, I think some players to watch out for tonight. You look at this Hawley roster, some guys to keep an eye out on. 3 seniors here. Justin Koski wearing number 12. He's a 6'4" a senior. Alex Bratch, a 6-foot flat guard. He wears number 22. And then number 32, Gavin Cleveguard, another guard, a senior standing at 5'10". Definitely guys to watch out for the Hawley Nuggets. They could be making some big plays for them down the stretch. And then for Barnesville, Well, it is senior night, so I think it's only fair that we highlight the 2 seniors for Barnesville. Looking at Adam Tonsfeld, the all-time leading scorer for the Trojans. Great shooter, going to be attending Concordia next year, as well as Eric Ackerson. Those will be 2 guys to keep an eye out on.
Yeah, and throwing Caden Zenzen to the mix there, and taking a look at the roster, you'll see Tate Iniger come in off the bench at some point in the game, and he usually can provide a spark. And then I think in this game, one of the things that you might want to watch out for Barnesville too is when Nielsen gets a pass in the corner, he'll pop that 3 and he'll likely drain it. And if Nielsen gets hot, this game could get out of hand quick here for Hawley, so they may want to keep him in check as well.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this Barnesville team does have a lot of shooters, and I think that's another big reason why they've been able to have such great success over big teams is you mentioned they will take it inside. They're certainly not afraid to take it inside, but they'll just as gladly pull up from mid-range or behind the arc as well, and they can hit the shots, and they can hit a lot of them.
Yeah, just watching warm-ups here, it looks like Hawley's doing a pretty good job at those long shots as well. So, all right, well, we'll take another timeout. We'll come back and wrap up our pregame show. Your national anthem and starting lineups are just ahead. Once again, it's senior night. Congratulations to Adam Tonsfeld and Eric Ackerson, as well as for the Hawley Nuggets. We'll give their seniors some recognition as well, including Justin Koski, Cole Sunday, and Alex Brach and Gavin Cleveguard, and I don't think I missed anybody as I cruise down the JV and B team rosters. We'll take another timeout, and we'll be back to let's keep it here. Let's try and fill this final minute of play. You can check us out online on our cool social media websites on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. There. Was it really that hard, or could you could have done a better job than that there? But also on YouTube, you can subscribe and help us get closer to that 9,000 subscriber mark. I'm just floored that we started in 2017. And somehow in a little over 3 years, we're averaging 3,000 subscribers a year, which is absolutely insane in my humble opinion. But thank you, and we hope to hit that 10,000 mark here sooner than later as well. You can also go to our game schedule at msportsnet.com/schedule. Check out our upcoming events. You'll see there March 12th, Barnesville versus Frazee in the girls basketball. And then Frazee Breckenridge and Barnesville Detroit Lakes, a pair of boys basketball matchups on Saturday, March 13th. And then Monday, DGF hosting Barnesville in boys basketball. We'll have JV and varsity only on March 15th, as the sub-JV team will be playing in another gym at the same time. So we'll turn it over to our PA announcer here, and we'll take a timeout if we have a playing of the national anthem.
Social distancing guidelines must be followed at all times with the exception of immediate family members. At the conclusion of tonight's contest, we ask that you immediately exit the gym. Following these guidelines will allow us to have spectators at our events and give our athletes and coaches a chance to complete their seasons. Now please rise if you are able. Remove any headwear and face our flag as we play our national anthem.
Your family, your friends, our community. At Midwest Bank of Barnesville, these cornerstones of family, friends, and community is the very heart of Midwest Bank. Whether it's help in expanding the family farm, building, remodeling, or purchasing your new home, or supporting our local schools, Midwest Bank is here because you are our family, you are our friends, and this is our community. Midwest Bank, banking your way on South Front Street, Barnesville. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Dean's Bulk Service is your convenient stop on the way to the lake. Whether you're looking for snacks, drinks, fresh rolls, bait, ice, or a clean restroom, you are able to find it all inside our friendly facilities. The Barnesville and Save & See stores are proud to fly the Arco gasoline brand. Dean's Bulk Service also celebrates 50 years of great service of propane, fuel, oil, and lubricants. We are always ready to deliver. Dean's Bulk Service is a proud supporter of Trojan athletics and wishes the Barnesville Trojans the best of luck in this game and every game this sports season. All right, welcome back. Starting lineups are just ahead. They'll start with the Hawley Nuggets, followed up with the Barnesville Trojans. Here's our PA announcer.
For all fans you to be a good sport on the court and in the stands. Now let's meet the starting lineup. First, the guests on the scoreboard, the Hawley Nuggets. At guard, a 6'1" junior, number 5, Hayden Groney. At forward, a 6' senior, number 12, Justin Koski. At guard, a 6' senior, number 22, Alex Bratch. At guard, a 6'2" sophomore, number 23, Mason Broughton. And at forward, a 6'4" junior, number 24, Brady Broughton. Head coach of the Nuggets, Nathan Stoll. Assistant coaches Travis Haugen, Drew Thompson, and Aaron Haugen. Hey, senior night, let's hear it. We're going to start with our seniors tonight, guys. At guard, a senior, number 5, Evan Tutfield. At forward, a senior, number 21, Erin Ackerson. At guard, a junior, number 2, Jack Nielsen. At forward, a sophomore, number 15, Chase Iniger. And at guard, 5'6" junior, number 23, Ryan Rusted. Head coach of the Trojans, Chad Suter. Assistant coaches Tracy and Jason Beachy and Dion Redmond. Your officials for tonight's game are from the Lake Legacy Officials Association. They are Andy Dumas, Michael Erickson, and Charlie Johnson. These individuals are registered by the Minnesota State High School League. Officials play an important role in every contest. We ask that you continue to show your appreciation throughout the game by showing great.
So Iniger getting the start tonight, Eric. What are your thoughts on that?
Well deserved, in my opinion. He's been grinding all season long. We've been talking about in the JV game about how much more time he's been getting at the varsity level, and certainly he looks, from me at least, when I've watched him play at the varsity level, he hasn't missed a beat, and here he is getting the start tonight, so good for him. Also seeing Ryan Rusted and Eric Ackerson as the other 2 new starters as well. So 3 new faces in the starting lineup for Barnesville as we are underway here.
And we already have a foul 2 seconds into the game. How about that? That could be a magnitude record for the quickest foul. I'm not sure.
Well, I was just about to say there's another first right there.
I don't. That happened so quick. I don't even know what the foul was. Like, was it on the tip, or did when they both went up into the air, did one person hit the other person's wrist? I don't know. But
well, I think my hypothesis here is they fouled because right after the foul, Ackerson comes out. A senior night, Ackerson getting a start. Looks like they put Suter in, so
gotcha.
Might be giving a chance to get Ackerson some respect and like recognition too. As he comes off the court, you saw the applause for him. So
yeah, that's a good catch there. I didn't even notice him coming off. So
there you have it. They'll trade the foul for applause right there, and now Barnesville gets the ball. Coming out timeout, feed inside Iniger, and what do you know? Tate Iniger, not even a minute into his starting debut here for varsity, he's got 2 points, and it's 2-0.
It's certainly good to see him in the scoring book early here for the Barnesville Trojans. And now we'll see what Hawley can do as Koski had the ball almost poked away from him by Iniger. But
here's Grattan now. Grattan will lay it off. And Bratch driving inside. They're going to get a foul call. Looks like that one's going to be going on Nielsen, as that's foul number 2 on Barnesville. Looks like we'll have a not a substitution, a stoppage here. It is on Nielsen. So Hawley will inbound on the baseline.
So 2 team fouls in 9 seconds.
That might be a record too.
And is this the third or fourth whistle in 13 seconds? I don't know.
There's the basketball game getting in the way of our whistling here as Inninger gets the foul on that one. So
it's the longest minute 13 of a basketball game I think ever, possibly.
Yeah. They'll reset up top now with Brady Gratton, that 6'4" forward. Looking like he's going to be the tallest player out on the court here for either team tonight as that pass goes out of bounds. Still with Hawley here, so Grani will inbound. He'll swing it out to Gratton. One of the two Grattons on this team, Mason Gratton being the other, a 6'2" guard. Both of them in the starting lineup tonight for the Nuggets. And here is Mason now on the ball as he tries to drive inside, and they're going to get a travel.
I was going to say either a travel or it looked like he threw an elbow there too. So I guess you could say that's the better of the two calls, is to get the travel versus the foul. But never thought I would say that in the same sentence. But
Inninger knocking down from the free throw line. So Tate Inninger, man, how about the start for him? 2 for 2 from the field. He's got all 4 points in his first 2 minutes of basketball. Swing it out to Bratch. Trying to drive inside. They're going to get a block on Nielsen, I believe. So already 4 team fouls. Barnesville's got 4 points and 4 fouls. And here comes number 4, Cam Hange. He's going to come in for Nielsen, who picks up his second.
Well, I guess that's one way to get Nielsen and his 3-point threat out of the game, is to give him 2 fouls really quick. So mission number 1 accomplished for Hawley, we'll put it that way.
Mission number 2 would be to get a bucket right here, as that one is stolen away. Rusted getting his hands on it. Here he comes in transition. Stop and go from Rusted. He'll pull up and hit from mid-range. So it's the new faces in the starting lineup that have been getting the job done on offense so far. You look at all 6 points between Inninger and Rusted for Barnesville, and it's 6-0. In the corner, Grani will swing it out to the other end, and that one's going to be going the other way. Barnesville's defense doing the job early on. 0 points allowed. And it looks like Hawley's going to make a substitution. Brevin Stoa going to be coming into the game. We saw a tiny bit of him in the JV game. Just a freshman standing at 6'1", the guard, and here he is getting some action in the varsity game. Tonsfeld to Hang. Here's Rusted. Back with Rusted.
Barnesville really moving the ball around there. All 5 players getting a touch and then the 3-pointer, and that's the only thing that went wrong on that possession.
Yeah, talk about quick passes that can just sometimes unlock a defense. You saw it right there, but just couldn't hit from the corner. Take inside, Stoa. Count the bucket and the foul. Well, how about that for a spark off the bench? You want to talk about first trip down the court for Brevin Stoa on offense. Drawing the foul. Now team foul number 5, Rusted picks it up, and Stoa's got a chance for a 3-point play, which he doesn't get right there, but an offensive rebound as it's tipped around and back in the hands of Hayden Grani.
Yeah, I've seen Stoa play on JV a lot last year. Nice basket there. And it's good to see him get some varsity minutes this year. I believe this is the first time I've had a chance to watch the Hawley boys team in action. I've seen the girls team a couple times.
Tonsfeld for 3. And get used to seeing that. It's senior night. Adam Tonsfeld, quite the shooter. Says here in his program they asked who his favorite basketball player, and the player that inspired him to play basketball, Steph Curry. And you can see a lot of that in his game, the way he can pull up and shoot from almost anywhere on the court. Hawley nearly answering with the corner 3 right there, but how about Stoa with the offensive board?
And a nice defensive play there by Tate Inninger to get his fingertips on that pass to deflect it out of bounds. And one thing that hasn't gone against Hawley yet, but is kind of concerning me, is I've seen about 4 or 5 of those wing to corner passes, and that's a good way to get a pass intercepted. But so far, it's worked in their favor.
Stoa for 3 off the mark, and I totally agree with you that right there. Pretty much in any sport, if you're making a pass all the way across from one side of play to the other, you are playing with fire right there. But like you said, hasn't really backfired yet as Rustad hits a 3. So the 3 is starting to pour in. Back-to-back 3-pointers from Barnesville, and it's 12-4. They've jumped out to an 8-point lead.
I feel like I'm watching a different Barnesville team, but the scoreboard would suggest I'm not watching a different Barnesville team.
Yeah, certainly quite the start from them. And I mean, you mentioned it certainly feels like a different Barnesville team as we're seeing a lot of different players, different rotation here for Coach Suter as we're seeing Rustad in, see Wyatt Suter into the game early. So a lot of different guys. It just speaks to how deep this team really is.
Looks like we'll have another substitution coming in a moment here too. Logan Ernst, a 5'10" junior.
3-pointer on the way, that one up and good. Hayden Droney getting in the scorebook with a 3-pointer.
By the number 5, Hayden Droney.
Back to a 5-point game as we are just under 13 minutes, cracking the eggs on 13 minutes, as my partner would say. That pass going out of bounds right there, back in the hands of the Nuggets. They've got a chance to get it back to a one-possession ball game here.
Number 13, Logan Ernst.
I have to come up with some new terms now. If you like that one, I'll come up with 10 of them and see how many of those 10 you want to take from me. So.
Always nice to add to the magnitude dictionary.
On sale now for $9.95.
Deep 3 right there. That one off the mark. Good rebound from Braden Bredman. Another new face, Braden Bredman into the game as Tonsfeld driving inside. They'll get him for a travel. Ball going the other way. Well, basketball is certainly a family affair here for the Bredmans. You got Zach and Braden on this team. Also got Emily Bredman on the Lady Trojan team.
Yep.
All 3 of them fantastic ball players.
If memory serves me correctly, I think they had another Bredman on the boys team that graduated a year or 2 ago as well. And I'm drawing a blank on what that first name would have been, but so I'll just leave it at that. But
the Bredman dynasty. Hawley nearly losing it, now back in the hands of Stoa. We'll give it off to Groney. Groney firing it over towards Carlisle, just a bit too much mustard on that pass. Out of bounds and back in the hands of the Trojans.
Actually, I take that back. I think the name I was thinking of was Zenzen. I was thinking of Hunter Zenzen.
Oh.
His younger brother Caden is on this team, and Hunter graduated. It was either last year or 2 years ago.
Well, here is Braden Bredman on the ball now. They pass around quickly. There's that quick ball movement again there for Barnesville. Inninger losing control, but they're going to say it's off of a Nugget, so Inninger will inbound for Barnesville. He's looking for an opening. He finds one. Ernst blocked away. Hayden Groney getting his hands on that shot, so chalk up the first block of the night for either team. That one going towards Hawley. Groney with a nice pass. And nice move down low. And it's going to be Mason Gratton going to the line shooting too. Tonsfeld picking up the foul. And already Hawley in the bonus here.
Wow.
And that might be another first right there. That's got to be the quickest I've seen a team get in the bonus here in high school basketball. First one rattles home. One more to come here, a chance to cut it to a one-possession game. Which he does. 2 for 2 from the free throw line right there. Nice shooting from Mason Gratton. Now here's Cam Hang. Now out with Logan Ernst. Ernst will try a 3. That one off the mark right there. Nice box out right there from Gratton. Looks like Hang was in hot pursuit, but just kind of got a hit put into him and didn't really know what to do. So good fundamentals right there from Hawley. Now they've got a chance to either make it a 1-point or a none-point game as that one's off the mark right there and nearly rattling in. And that would have been a chance to tie, but I'm sure they won't complain. Going to the line right there is Carlisle, and he'll shoot 2.
A none-point game. I'm going to have to take that one from you. I like that.
Always like the give and take here in the booth. As that one rattling in and out.
Oh, and you notice like how today the give and take has all been in relation to the number 0. So.
Yeah. Second free throw rattles home. So 1 for 2 from the line right there for Carlisle. Now 3 for 5 from the line for Hawley. Looks like Barnesville's going to take a timeout. So will we. We'll be right back right after this here on the Magnitude.
Your family, your friends, our community. At Midwest Bank of Barnesville, these cornerstones of family, friends, and community is the very heart of Midwest Bank. Whether it's help in expanding the family farm, building, remodeling, or purchasing your new home, or supporting our local schools, Midwest Bank is here because you are our family, you are our friends, and this is our community. Midwest Bank, banking your way on South Front Street, Barnesville. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Dean's Bulk Service is your convenient stop on the way to the lake. Whether you're looking for snacks, drinks, fresh rolls, bait, ice, or a clean restroom, you are able to find it all inside our friendly facilities. The Barnesville and Save and Sea stores are proud to fly the Arco gasoline brand. Dean's Bulk Service also celebrates 50 years of great service of propane, fuel, oil, and lubricants. We are always ready to deliver. Dean's Bulk Service is a proud supporter of Trojan athletics and wishes the Barnesville Trojans the best of luck in this game and every game this sports season.
Alrighty, welcome back. Just back underway here off this inbound. Here's Tonsfeld bringing the ball up with 11 minutes and counting left in this first half. 12-10 your score. Trojans holding on to a 2-point lead here on senior night. Back with Tonsfeld. Redmond will get a screen from Hang. Now down low to Hang. He draws some defensive attention. Open 3 on the way, Logan Ernst, and he puts it in. Logan Ernst getting on the board with a 3-pointer. That is now the 3rd 3-pointer of the game for the Trojans, and all 3 coming from different players. So there's that perimeter shooting that we talked about in pregame on full display right there. Good ball movement as well. Out with Grani. Now here's Stoa. Stoa forced to pick up his dribble right there. How about the defense? Ernst right in his face. No reset up top with Koski. Koski will lead off Groton. Ronnie. This Trojan defense going to work on this possession. Nearly stolen away by Inninger. Koski able to hold on to it. Now Koski going to go to work down low. Kicking it out, saved by Stoa. Stoa, baseline, passes it out. Ronnie trying to feed it inside, and it's tipped away by Inninger.
That possession was a couple seconds shy of a full minute, and Hawley only got into the paint twice, and they were on this side of the court that whole time. That's an outstanding defense by the Trojans. I know that's a peculiar thing to keep track of, but I figured, hey, while you're doing the rest, I might as well do something interesting.
Well, there you go. Stoa tries a 3 off the mark. Nearly 2 full shot clock violations worth right there. Had there been a shot clock in this game, as Hang try a baseline jumper off the mark. Nice rebound right there by Brady Groton. Stoa driving baseline, that one a bit short off the layup. I'm going to say it's going the other way. It looks like that was Justin Koski that got his hand in there, fighting for the board. And it's Trojan basketball, 15-10 your score. Barnesville up on top by 5 as we near that 9-minute mark of the first half. Ernst out to Tonsfeld. Redmond. Ernst feeding into Inninger. Inninger taking it inside, and they're going to get a charge. Charge called on Inninger right there, and it's going to be Koski drawing the charge. So now foul number 8 here. And I suppose if you're Barnesville, you got to be at least relieved when you look at the 8 fouls. Only 2 players have multiple fouls, so if you want to be as optimistic as possible, if you're Coach Suter, still got 2 guys that are kind of in foul trouble as Inninger heads to the bench, but Foul's somewhat spread out as that 3 off the mark right there. And it's going to be going the other way. So 3-pointer coming out short right there from Brady Grattan. And it's back in the hands of the Trojans. Tonsfeld bringing it up. Looks like we have a stoppage for something as the referees head over to talk things out. Not quite sure what happened there. I had either. One eye on my stat book and one eye on the court there.
It looks like they're discussing the number of team fouls here for Hawley. Right now the scoreboard shows 9-1 in favor, or 1, that'd be 1 for Hawley. And
I believe it should be 8 if my scorebook is correct. So that might be what they're sorting out. Ernst will try another 3 from the corner. That one rattling in and out. Offensive rebound, second effort, and it's Braden Bregman.
You kind of get the sense here that Barnesville's, for lack of a better description, passing the torch from Tonsfeld to all these JV players that will likely play varsity next year. And look at how they're playing in this game. They are certainly deserving of some varsity time next year if they continue to play the way they've played in this game so far.
Well, that's a great way of looking at it, actually. And I mean, it is senior night. It's the last home game in the regular season, and certainly an excellent time for a trial run. As there's another one right there. Suter with the offensive board. Can't quite get it to fall. I like what you said, though. They passed into the torch. We might be seeing a new era of Trojan basketball unfolding right before our eyes here in this gymnasium.
There's a long 3, but it will not count. There's a foul away from the shot, and it's on Hawley.
Number 23, Mason Groton.
Yeah,
check that, number 24.
It's going to be on Groton there, and you can see he had his arms up in disbelief. He had that look of innocence about him that you see players sometimes like, what was the foul? You didn't call it on me, right? But regardless, foul going to be called on him as that pass stolen away right there. Still just a 4-point game. Won't say we've hit a lull offensively, but feels like there hasn't been a basket in a while as that 3-pointer is short. I want to talk about part of that has been missed shots, but part of that has been great defense. We look at that possession from a few minutes ago that Hawley had against Barnesville, and Barnesville just not letting him in the paint at all for about a minute, like you were saying.
Yeah, update from Perham. Pelican Rapids holding a 19-16 lead over the Yellow Jackets on their home court with about 6 minutes to go in the first half. We'll keep you up to date on that one as more scores come into us. So.
In transition, nice layup right there. Mason Groton. So Groton with 4 points on the night now. First field goal there as he went 2 for 2 from the line, and it's just a 2-point game. 6:45 and counting. Here's Tonsfeld. Out to hang, back with Tonsfeld. Ernst thought about the 3. He'll take it inside and set, and slick footwork, Logan Ernst. Well, Ernst earned those points right there with some beautiful footwork, taking it inside, and he's got 5 on the night.
A little more arc on that 3, and it would have went in.
I know we talk about arc a lot, but certainly something I think both you and I agree on, whether it be free throws or just jumpers in general. Get that air underneath that ball right there, and it's more likely to go in. How about the follow from Tonsfeld?
Usually it's somebody else cleaning up a Tonsfeld miss, and you don't say the words Tonsfeld and miss in the same sentence too frequently.
Yeah, well, Tonsfeld might be returning the favor right there as that bucket falls. Count the and 1 right there for Alex Brash. He gets on the score sheet. He's got a chance to make it a 1-possession game from the line right here as Cam Hang picks up his 2nd. So now the double bonus here for Hawley. That free throw short. Rebound goes out to Suter. Tonsfeld will bring it up, and it's going to be Grattan meeting him up at half-court line. Back with Tonsfeld. Tonsfeld from the corner for 3, and he puts it in. And right on cue, Adam Tonsfeld doing the opposite of missing right there. He hits the corner 3. He's got 8 on the night. Ronnie, 5v5 both on the court and in the positional battle right there as Grotti was working on Tonsfeld. Nice take inside right there from Groton. So now he's got 4 on the night to match his brother. 8 points combined between the two Grottons. Redmond to hang. Tonsfeld corner 3 catch and shoot, puts it in. Adam Tonsfeld with back-to-back 3-pointers. Now he's got 11 on the night. He's the first player from either team to crack double digits. And it's 27-19.
Apologize for the scoreboard there. The post on the near side here is blocking my view of the Hawley score. So I apparently misapplied the score there on our screen.
Well, looks like they got a travel called right there on that trip down the court. So Hawley getting the ball back, and they could really use a bucket right here. Let's see what they have up their sleeve with Hayden Groney. Out to Cole Sunday into the game for the first time. Another one of those seniors that we talked about in pregame. Nice move inside, Hayden Groney.
You took the words right out of my mouth there. Great spin move. And now it's a 6-point game, a two-possession ball game. And, you know, if Barnesville doesn't pull away with this one here in the next couple of possessions and they allow the Nuggets to stick around, that could be bad news for them as we go deeper into the second half of this game. If Hawley's allowed to stick around within that 4, 6, 8 point range, that could be bad news for Barnesville. We'll see what happens here before halftime.
Yeah, I like that you mentioned it. I think that's a big thing that separates the great teams, and a mark of a great team is they just have no mercy. Don't give them a chance. Elbow jumper right there. We saw that Fenny Hughes turned into the EDC championship game for the boys side. Cheyenne, certainly a great team, and they just didn't let Davies have a chance to get into the game at all. Might we see something like that here from Barnesville, or is Hawley going to rally?
They reworded the definition of the word suffocation in the dictionary there against us.
Yeah.
that was a one-sided dominated game, and between two teams that shouldn't be that way. You know, if you have like a 22-1 team going up against a 2-19 team, then you might expect it to be dominated. But when you have the number 1 versus the number 3 seed in the tournament, and both of those teams are phenomenal basketball teams, and to see Cheyenne do what they did to Davies in that championship game is just something else.
Yeah, just a shockingly great performance from the Mustangs in that one. And of course, like we mentioned earlier, picking up a win in state today, and they'll face off against West Fargo in the semifinals on Saturday. That layup off the mark right there.
And speaking of playoffs, we have Section 8 AA playoffs coming up on the horizon here on Magnitude as well. And that shot off the baseline a little strong, and we have a whistle here, and that'll give us more time to talk playoffs. Looks like
they said it was going to be a warning or something. He's pointing over to that sideline at the coaches. I think they're going to let him off with the warning there.
Yeah, whatever was said was not enjoyed by that particular official, so hopefully they'll change whatever they need to change there. But yeah, Section 8 AA playoffs live on Magnitude coming up. The seedings for the tournament will happen sometime on Saturday, so Eric will be live here in Barnesville against, I believe they're playing Detroit Lakes that day.
That is correct.
And then I'll be in Frazee when the Hornets host the Breckenridge Cowboys. So we'll have both of those games live for you here on Magnitude Sports. And maybe we'll have bracket reveals for you on Saturday as well. I was told that it's supposed to be Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening. So we will see what they decide to do. And if it's available, we'll reveal it to you. If it's not, I guess we'll have to wait one more day. So,
well, wouldn't that be fun? A little Selection Saturday special here on Magnitude Sports. Just another reason to tune in to what should be some great basketball games this coming Saturday. Off the out of bounds right there. Hawley going to inbound it. Droney bringing it up. Forced to pick up his dribble right there. He'll sway it out to Groton. Now here's the other Grattan, Brady Grattan. Looks like they're going to get a blocking foul called there. Looks like a few appeals for a charge right there.
Yeah.
But they're going to get the blocking foul called. It's going to be the first on Bredman. 2 shots coming for Hawley.
Well, here's one thing we know for sure. Barnesville boys will host a quarterfinal round game right here in this gym against an opponent that is to be determined. And Barnesville girls will play Monaga. But due to the QRF and the tiebreakers, we're still not sure if that game will be here in Barnesville or if that game will be in Monaga. So that's what we know for sure for the Barnesville Trojans at this point in time. So that girls game against Monaga, wherever it's at, will be on March 17th. And then the boys quarterfinal, I believe, is on March 20th, I think. Not to double check, but I believe that might be close to accurate.
Definitely a lot of dates to keep track of right now. I can't even imagine. That's hard enough for me. I can't even imagine what it'd be like for you. That pass going out of bounds right there, so Barnesville will get the ball back. Looks like Hawley sending one person up to press right there. That was Cole Sunday. Trojans will deal with that. Now they'll feed it down low to Hang. Here's Suter. Suter feeding inside to Bredman. Bredman goes flying and hits the ground as well as a nugget. Looks like that was Sunday hitting the deck. Going to get the foul on the Nuggets on Sunday. So 2 free throws upcoming for Braden Bredman. 1:27 left here in this first half. Bredman hits the first. We also have a substitution here. Alex Bratch coming back into the game. He's going to be coming in for Sunday. Redmond's got one more from the line, which he misses off the back iron right there. Battle for the rebound. Going to be won by the Trojans. So good effort down low right there from Suter and Hang to tip it around and feed inside. Suter off the glass. Wyatt Suter getting his account opened right there with 2 points. And it's 30-23. Off the dribble, tough shot, he puts it in. Ronnie continuing his strong night. He's got 10 on the night now, and boy, that was a difficult shot, but gets it to go. 5-point game with just under a minute remaining. Ernst will try a 3, and he puts it in. Logan Ernst with the quick answer, so in that exchange of buckets right there, Barnesville will profit 1 point, if you will, as they extend their lead now to 8. Hawley trying to answer, spin move and one. Ronnie putting on a show here in the first half. Count up now 12 points for him and a chance for 13 at the free throw line. That's the exact answer that Hawley needed after conceding that 3-pointer.
An update from Perham. Pelican Rapids 25-18 over the Yellow Jackets with about a minute to go before halftime. So that could be an interesting one in the second half. We'll keep you updated on that one.
Is that the boys or the girls?
That is the boys, yeah. So I think the boys are riding a 60 or 61 game home winning streak right now. And the way Pelican Rapids is playing right now, as I watch that game out of the corner of my eye, who knows?
Well, that's the exact reason I asked right there is Suter hits a mid-range jumper. History definitely on the line right there. One final trip down the court here in this first half for Hawley. They're bringing the ball up slowly, and it's in the hands of Groney, the man of the moment. Groney will try a deep 3. That one's short. And that one's just going to fall harmlessly to the hardwood as it goes into the hands of Logan Ernst. Halftime score here from Barnesville, 35-27. Great first half of basketball here on Magnitude Sports. We're going to take a quick break and be right back with the Midwest Bank halftime show.
Your family, your friends, our community. At Midwest Bank of Barnesville, these cornerstones of family, friends, and community is the very heart of Midwest Bank. Whether it's help in expanding the family farm, building, remodeling, or purchasing your new home, or supporting our local schools, Midwest Bank is here because you are our family, you are our friends, and this is our community. Midwest Bank, banking your way on South Front Street, Barnesville. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Dean's Bulk Service is your convenient stop on the way to the lake. Whether you're looking for snacks, drinks, fresh rolls, bait, ice, or a clean restroom, you are able to find it all inside our friendly facilities. The Barnesville and Save & Sea stores are proud to fly the Arco gasoline brand. Dean's Bulk Service also celebrates 50 years of great service of propane, fuel, oil, and lubricants. We are always ready to deliver. Dean's Bulk Service is a proud supporter of Trojan athletics and wishes the Barnesville Trojans the best of luck in this game and every game this sports season.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level of my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Davies working left to right. They set up Van Dam with the two-hand slam off the alley-oop. Give the assist to Cole Hayes.
Did you miss any part of this live game broadcast? Not to worry. Magnitude's DVR feature puts instant replay instantly into your hands. Revisit a big player score, watch a delayed version of this game, and then click live at any time to return to the live broadcast. Now you don't have to miss the game-winning buzzer beater, your son's 79-yard touchdown run, or your daughter's set-sealing ace serve. Thanks for watching Magnitude Sports.
Outside Satter. Step back three, number 12. He got it! 7 in the first half and 5 so far here in the second half.
Your family, your friends, our community. At Midwest Bank of Barnesville, these cornerstones of family, friends, and community is the very heart of Midwest Bank. Whether it's help in expanding the family farm, building, remodeling, or purchasing your new home, or supporting our local schools, Midwest Bank is here because you are our family, you are our friends, and this is our community. Midwest Bank, banking your way on South Front Street, Barnesville. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
All right, welcome back. It is 35-27 in favor of the Barnesville Trojans over the Hawley Nuggets here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network. You can find us online on our cool social media websites, Magnitude SN. It was available on Twitter and Facebook, so we took it on Twitter and Facebook so we could be almost universal. It was not available on Instagram, so we're still working on that. But, yeah, one word, Magnitude Sports on Instagram, or you can find us on Twitter and Facebook using the extender handles Magnitude SN. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Magnitude Sports. Click on the bell, select the alert preference of all, none, or some. Give us a thumbs up on the video. That'd be awesome. Certainly appreciate that. Update from Perham, 25-20, Pelican Rapids at the halftime break, leading by 5 over the Perham Yellow Jackets. And once again, here it is 35-27 in favor of the Barnesville Trojans at halftime. Eric has your stats here on the Midwest Bank halftime show.
That is correct. I do have your stats. We'll take a look at the scores for both these teams here. Starting off with the visitors, as always, the Hawley Nuggets. They scored 27 here in the first half, and leading the way scoring for them was Hayden Groney. He had 12 points, including a couple of three-pointers. Had a pretty and one there at the end as well, off a spin move. So strong first half from him scoring the basketball. Count up 2 points on the night for the freshman guard Brevin Stoa. Got a 2-point field goal. 1 point here for Brian Carlisle. Got it from the free throw line. 2 points for Alex Barch. 4 points for Mason Gratton. And also, 6 points for Brady Gratton. So the Gratton brothers combining for 10 points on the night, bringing you to your total of 27. And taking a look at the Barnesville Trojans, they scored 35 here in the first half. 3 points on the night from Braden Bredman, making, I believe, at least here on Magnitude, his varsity debut. Hit a 2-point field goal, also made one from the free throw line. 11 leading the Trojans is 11 points for Adam Tonsfeld here on senior night, including 3 3-pointers, so he continues to shoot the ball very well. Also, 2 3-pointers here from Logan Ernst. He has 8 on the night. 4 points from Tate Inninger, getting his first start here in varsity, at least that I've seen here on Magnitude. Those 4 points, I should say, 2 buckets coming early on in the game. 5 points for Ryan Rusted. He had a 3-pointer. And 4 points for Wyatt Suter. So taking a look at the stats and scoring for both these teams, well, definitely it's been the Hayden Grani show here for Hawley. He's been shooting the ball well. He's been taking inside as well. Definitely going to be a guy that they're going to have to keep feeding here in the second half. He was a big spark for this little mini run that the Nuggets went on near the end of that first half to sort of close the gap a little bit. I'd expect to see him shoot the ball more so in the second half as well. And then for Barnesville, well, it's been raining 3-pointers for them. I count up, I believe, 6 3-pointers in the first half for Barnesville. 3 of them coming from Tonsfeld, Ernst hitting 2, and then Rusted hitting 1. They've been shooting lights out. We talked about it in pregame. Definitely a great way to counteract the size of this Hawley team. You look at Hawley, probably a little bit bigger of a team as far as length goes, but Barnesville been shooting the ball excellent. I expect more of the same here in the second half. And you take a look at that scoreboard. It is a 8-point deficit. I do some mental math, so a little bit of ground to make up right there for Hawley, but certainly not insurmountable. And we saw on the other end in the JV game was a 12-point deficit. Barnesville raced that in a flash.
Oh, yeah.
We could potentially see something like that here in the second half as well, but hey, that's just pure speculation. We've got a whole 18 minutes of basketball left of this game. Should be an exciting ride down to the finish, wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, and to elaborate on your point on the JV, they came out at halftime. I think they went on like a 17 or 18 nothing run down. I believe it was like 28-16. They eventually got like a 36-28 lead or something to that effect. So that was pretty crazy there. And one of the things that I'm noticing here, and as I look at the Barnesville schedule, they have Hawley today, which is 8AA North, and Barnesville an 8AA South team. And then you got Detroit Lakes, which is non-conference, non-section. And then you finish the season on this schedule says March 18th, but that's not the correct. It is actually March 15th, I believe. Yeah, March 15th. So that's DGF, and they're another 8AA North team. So, you got the section opponents, Hawley and Glendon, or DGF, excuse me. Then you got the non-section, non-conference opponent, and you have nobody left to play out of 8AA South. And as I was mentioning, we don't see players like Caden Zenzen. He usually scores 20. We don't see the only one we're seeing out there is Adam Tonsfeld. We saw Jack Nielsen for a little bit. He got into some foul trouble, and then so. These guys are getting their playing time against non-Heart of Lakes. I take that back because Hawley is part of the Heart of Lakes, but they're 8AA North. Barnesville's 8AA South. So as far as moving into the playoffs, and now Barnesville's locked in that 4 seed. They're guaranteed a home game here in the quarterfinals, even if they lose out here in this season. So you're saving those other starters like Zen for those important games. And now these younger kids that you see a lot of on JV are getting some great varsity minutes, teaming up with Adam Tonsfeld on the court there. And they have just played a significant game in this first half. And I'm sure the coach has a smile on his face, and I'm sure the Barnesville fans have a smile on their face, and I'm sure every other fan of 8AA North and 8AA South has a frown on their face watching this game right now, because you got JV players out there playing varsity level basketball when prior to this game they've only gotten maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes of varsity playing time, and now they got the whole first half, and we'll see if they put them out there in the second half as well. So I've chatted enough to eat up the rest of our Midwest Bank halftime show. So your final thoughts, Eric?
Well, I like the point that you made right there about getting those guys some minutes here in this game. I think, honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that it was senior night, it wouldn't have shocked me to see them sit Adam Tonsfeld in this game, but obviously being a senior, you can see him trot out onto the court right now as well. I feel like he'll still probably get his fair share of regular minutes, but that's a great point you made about Zenzen too. Got to rest up those guys. Certainly don't want anyone getting hurt, especially in this juncture of the season. Back underway now here in the second half of basketball. Tonsfeld will inbound it to Jack Nielsen. And here we go. 18 minutes remaining in this game. As a player hits the deck, it's going to be Inninger getting up. Looks like they're going to get a quick foul on Hawley here. So it's a quick foul on Barnesville to start the first half. Now Hawley returning the favor here in the second half.
Well, this one took 8 seconds longer than the one in the first half. So that's good for second place.
Quick. Yep. Nielsen's jumper off the mark right there. Rebound's going to go out to Hawley, and they'll get things started here with Groney. Groney out to Koski. Tough shot right there, hanging down low, and he gets it to go. Mason Groton getting it started here in the second half. That's now 6 points on the night for him, matching his brother. Tonsfeld. Set up at the top of the key. Now he'll swing out to Rusted. Here's Nielsen. Down low, Inninger trying to feed it inside right there to Cam Heng. Looks like he had an opening. Pass just not quite right there. Those two maybe not quite fully in sync. So it'll go back into the hands of the Nuggets. Here's Groney. Out to Groton. Groton gonna get called for a travel, and I'm sure that mic right there probably picking up. You could hear for pretty much the entire right side of the court right here between both the Barnesville fan section and the bench, all calling out for a travel, and easy call for the referee right there.
Well, the second half has started in Perham, and now the Yellow Jackets are within 3 after trailing at halftime, so they are making their comeback.
Well, yeah, you mentioned during one of the breaks here at halftime, seems like Perham always seems to get down in their games, but they just always find a way to come back. I know the game that I did there against Frazee, that was certainly the case. There's just something about that Jackets team.
Yeah, and the Perham's had a couple games go to overtime as well. And as I was saying, as we were wrapping up halftime here, you got kids like Ryan Rusted hitting a 3, and the rest of his teammates who he plays JV ball with, coming out here and playing some outstanding basketball, with maybe the exception of that play here on the varsity level.
Yeah, nice chase down block right there. Alex Barge preventing the easy layup in transition right there. And yeah, that's Rusted's second three-pointer on the game. So he's been playing a fantastic game. Tough shot right there by Tonsfeld. Gets his own rebound. Back out to Rusted. Inninger will try a shot from close in. That one off the mark as well, and Groney grabs the board. Looks like Stoa checking in. Sorry, go ahead.
Tonsfeld was open for a 3, and I don't know if you heard him, but he was yelling out for Tate to pass it to him. He didn't. As a result, he took the shot and missed it.
Well, here comes Tonsfeld the other way as Groney hits a 3. That's his third on the game. Now 15 on the night for Hayden Groney. Inninger down low, and he gets it to go.
Well, Tate Inninger making up for the missed shot on the last possession there. And
that's another thing you want to see from those young guys right there is how can they bounce back. You know, might be easy to get a miss, and it could be easy to get in your own head, but just nice composure from Inninger right there. Just go about your business, get another bucket. 15:08 showing on the clock here as stoppage of play as that ball goes out of bounds. Hawley basketball here. Looks like Stoa will bring it up. He'll be guarded by Tonsfeld. A little bit of a size mismatch right there. Let's see if Stoa tries to take it inside on him as that ball poked away. Now back with Stoa. Feed down low, and I believe they're going to get a travel, and they will. Looks like Koski picking up his pivot foot right there as he was trying to go to work down on the post, and that's the call. So a turnover right there for Hawley. Still an 8-point game here on our hands, 40-32 your scores. We are just under 15 minutes remaining in this game. Nielsen out to Rusted, back with Nielsen. Tonsfeld to Rusted. See Inninger posting up down low. They'll keep the ball out on the perimeter. Tonsfeld picking up his dribble, looking for an opening. He'll swing it inside Hang. And Hang gonna collide right there down low. Looks like they're gonna get a defensive foul on Koski.
Fouls on the Nuggets, number 12, Justin Koski.
Koski, excuse me. I was saying Koski earlier. I don't know why I started saying Koski here in the second half, so apologies about that. Had it right the first time. Give the PA announcer a little assist right there to remind me how to say his name.
And foot on the line, long two is in. Nielsen.
Yeah, good call with the foot on the line right there. Is tough angle, but yeah, you could definitely see just a part of his sneaker. Maybe if his shoe size was the size of too small, a three-pointer, but nice answer right there from Hawley as well, getting the bucket. We have a timeout on the floor. We'll take a break and be right back here on Magnitude Sports.
Dean's Bulk Service is your convenient stop on the way to the lake. Whether you're looking for snacks, drinks, fresh rolls, bait, ice, or a clean restroom, you are able to find it all inside our friendly facilities. The Barnesville and Save & See stores are proud to fly the Arco gasoline brand. Dean's Bulk Service also celebrates 50 years of great service of propane, fuel, oil, and lubricants. We are always ready to deliver. Dean's Bulk Service is a proud supporter of Trojan Athletics and wishes the Barnesville Trojans the best of luck in this game and every game this sports season.
Your family, your friends, our community. At Midwest Bank of Barnesville, these cornerstones of family, friends, and community is the very heart of Midwest Bank. Whether it's help in expanding the family farm, building, remodeling, or purchasing your new home, or supporting our local schools, Midwest Bank is here because you are our family, you are our friends, and this is our community. Midwest Bank, banking your way on South Front Street, Barnesville. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Back underway here out of this timeout. Here's Tonsfeld bringing the ball up as we are just under 14 minutes remaining. Nielsen taking it inside in traffic, and he's going to draw the foul. That's going to be team foul number 3 here.
Foul on the Nuggets, number 24, Brady Groton. That's his third personal foul. Team's third.
Brady Groton picking up his third foul.
The Trojans, number 2, Jack Nielsen.
So one of the Grotons here in foul trouble. Nielsen off the mark with his first free throw. 2 points on the night for him, and to make it 3 as Wyatt Suter comes into the game for Tate Inninger. Also a chance to make it a 9-point game from the line, which he does. So 1 for 2 to start out the free throw shooting here in the second half for Barnesville as Nielsen hits his second. He's now got 3 on the night, 3 here in the second half as well. Take inside right there from Groton off the mark. Nielsen going fast off the rebound. Tonsfeld drawing 2 defenders. Now they'll back off. Nielsen feeding inside to Hang. Quick passing here from the Trojans. No reset up top with Tonsfeld. Looking for Suter. Looks like he might have not quite been ready for that one right there, as might have been too quick a passing from Barnesville. So off the turnover, let's see what Hawley can do. Groton to Groton. Now here's Bratch as the whistle blows.
Fouls on the Trojans, number 4.
And that one's going to be going on Wyatt Suter. That's going to be his first personal and the team's first here in the second half.
13:02 to go in Perham, and Pelican Rapids with a 33-27 lead over the Yellow Jackets.
There you go, definitely an intriguing one to watch over there. That one also being brought on Magnitude at the beautiful Hive at Perham High School. Shot off the mark right there, rebound Tonsfeld as he tries to split the defense. Tonsfeld, no look pass it looks like as he dishes it out in the corner. Now back with Tonsfeld. Floater on the way and up. Silky smooth from Adam Tonsfeld. Everything from the dribbling to the passing to the finish. Beautiful 2 points manufactured right there from the senior guard. Back to a 9-point game. Here's Stoa. Stoa stolen away. Rusted corralling it. And nearly stolen back by Stoa. He'll get it out to Tonsfeld. They'll get a foul called right there on Groton.
Fouls on the Nuggets, number 23, Mason Groton. That's his second personal foul, team's fourth.
So Mason Grant picking up his second foul. Now team foul number 4 here on Hawley. Nielsen. Out to Rusted, here's Hang. How about the pass inside from Hang? Falling down, Suter able to get it away. Nice play from him. But they're gonna get a travel either way, as I think they got the travel out on the perimeter by Nielsen.
Well, that was the quickest down low, up top, out into the corner passing I think I've seen in the 400 or 500 games that I've called in the sport of basketball.
Yeah, that's certainly just been a calling card here for the Trojans in this game. Those quick passes, I mean, you look at the ball is barely in the player's hands for a second, and he's usually out finding the next pass. Nice follow right there from Carlisle.
That is a nightmare for someone who does play-by-play for their very first game ever.
Yeah, certainly glad that this was not my first game. Funnily enough, Hawley was my first game. It was the Hawley girls. They're going up against Kindred in Kindred. Certainly come a long way from that, and certainly relieved it wasn't the quick passing in that.
21 Cole Sunday for the Trojans, number 15, Tate Inniger. Also for the Trojans.
Yeah, with any luck, we will return to those cross-state matchups. Barnesville usually hosting Kindred on either here in Barnesville, or Barnesville will travel to Kindred, but due to the way things have been the last 18 months or so, those cross-state matchups have not occurred this year. So, and you know, it's not necessarily bad, but it is a little bit of a bummer because those can be some good games too. So
crazy to think that today marks the 1-year anniversary of the NBA suspending their season. A lot of people view that as the turning point here in this world, here on March 11th, and looks like it can only go up from here as things have been starting to get better. The fact that we're even here playing this game is certainly a good sign. So
yeah, definitely.
Always great to see sports out there. People talk about it being a great unifier, and I think this year has been no different. Tonsfeld, tough take, won't get it to go.
I learned something today. I did not know that today was the 1-year anniversary of that. So
yeah, it's hard to believe. March 11th, the last day that the world has been normal in the eyes of a lot of people here. Not only in this country, but in the whole world, as a take inside and one. Brian Carlisle getting the bucket to fall. Going to be going to the line and shooting one more, and Carlisle has come alive here in the second half. He's got 6 and a chance for 7.
45-41. It's a 4-point game. Chance to make it a 1-possession game here.
Which he does.
Number 2, Jack Nielsen, that's his third personal, 13.
So here we go with Ernst on the other end, and now Barnesville can use a bucket. But first, Coach Suter says they could use a timeout, so they're going to take a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well and be right back right after this.
Your family, your friends, our community. At Midwest Bank of Barnesville, these cornerstones of family, friends, and community is the very heart of Midwest Bank. Whether it's help in expanding the family farm, building, remodeling, or purchasing your new home, or supporting our local schools, Midwest Bank is here because you are our family, you are our friends, and this is our community. Midwest Bank, banking your way on South Front Street, Barnesville. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
You didn't like the call? Please remember the officials on the court and the field have the best view of the action as it happens. More officials are needed. People like you. Stay connected to the game you love. Contact the NDHSAA, MSHSL, or your local high school to find out how to become an official. This message courtesy of Magnitude Sports.
All right, update from Perham. The Yellow Jackets have taken the lead with 10:37 to go in the second half. They lead 35-34. Here, 45-42 in favor of Barnesville.
And we talked about Yellow Jackets and their ability to just come back into games. There it is yet again. Almost feels like when Perm is down by around like 5-7, they've just got them right where they want them.
Exactly.
Well, here's Groney. He was the man in the first half. He has a three-pointer here in the second half. Groney will try for 3 again, and he puts it in. Hayden Bronny for 3, and it's a tie game. 45 all here on Magnitude Sports. Tonsfeld. Swing it out to Hang. Here's Ernst. And Barnesville could really use a bucket right here to stop the bleeding. Back with Tonsfeld. Tonsfeld feed inside right there. Ittinger hanging down low off the mark. Rebound Cole Sunday.
Nice patience down low, but he maybe was still a little bit too nervous after being patient there.
Ronnie for 3 again. Rattling in and out. Tough break right there for the Nuggets. You could see that bench start to stand up. I think everyone in the gym thought that one was going to drop. Tonsfeld out to Nielsen. Stolen away. Hawley with the basketball back and a chance to take the lead. Bronny.
Barnesville got a lucky break on that missed 3, and now they turn the ball over, and we'll see if they get another lucky break here. And they almost did.
Well, we talked about this in the first half, those cross-court passes. Still yet again, Hawley able to just barely dodge a bullet right there, as that one was really intercepted, but just not caught cleanly. Those are certainly some dangerous passes, but if you're Hawley, you're saying, hey, well, we're tied right now, so hasn't hurt us so much so far in this game. And they get the ball back. Let's see what they have here. It's Gronny. Taking it down low. They'll swing it out to Stoa. Stoa couldn't quite hold on as that pass was a bit high. So ball going to be going the other way.
Number 1, Zach Bredman. Number 23, Ryan Rusted.
Looks like Zach Bredman going to be coming into the game for the first time. So both the Bredman brothers seeing some action here in this game, as well as Rusted coming back in for the Trojans. Here is Tonsfeld. He'll get a screen from Hang. Out to Rusted. Rusted, nice move inside, and he can't get it to go off the glass. Fight for the rebound. Back in the hands of Bredman. Here's Tonsfeld. Good defense there from Bronny. Look at the pace of play from the Trojans here. Not even just the passing, but they just look like they're playing at 110% right now with the game speed. They'll reset up top with Tonsfeld. Tonsfeld will take it off the dribble. Now he'll reset again. Tough defense now here from the Nuggets. Ittinger for 3. Ittinger puts it in. Tate Ittinger with the biggest shot of the game so far, arguably. He gives Barnesville the lead back, and that was a big three-pointer right there from the big man.
And when he took that, you could see the confidence glowing from him on that shot. And I don't know how that one went in, but it did, and that's good for Hawley. So 48-47.
Well, when you're playing the way Hayden Gronny is right now, they're all falling. And you're right, I don't know how that one went in either, but Hawley's certainly going to take it as Hang saves that one right there. And yeah, I love the swagger that I'm seeing from Ittinger. Certainly not playing like a guy that's making his first varsity start as he flies in for the offensive board, and they're going to say it stays here with Barnesville. So Ittinger making big plays all over the court. You look at his stats, they might not jump out. He has only 9 points, which I suppose I should say, first of all, 9 points at this point in the game is pretty darn good if you ask me, but he's just done so much. Really Mr. Do-It-All here for Barnesville. Here's Bredman. They'll reset up top with Hang, and they'll get it back to Bredman. Tonsfeld, deep 3. Off the mark right there. Ittinger fighting for the board. They're going to say it was off of him, but boy, yet again, that effort from Tate Ittinger. He is really impressing me.
Fouls on the Nuggets, number 24, Brady Brown.
Now they will say it stays here, actually, so A+ hustle right there from Tate Ittinger with 7:10 remaining. Barnesville with a 1-point lead. They got the basketball.
Yeah, it looks like they called a foul on Brady Groton. It's his 4th, so he's going to have to be careful here. So they work it up top to Tonsfeld. Floats it in.
Tonsfeld now with 15 on the night as he's got 4 here in the second half. 50-47 your score, 3-point game.
Well, if this score stands and Barnesville goes on to win, then you could make a hockey reference and say that Tate Ittinger's 3 was the game-winning shot.
There you go. I like that a lot. Off the baseline, Groton there, going to be stolen away. Tonsfeld going at full speed, and he puts it in. Adam Tonsfeld with 6 now here.
It is a 7-0 run for Barnesville right now.
And it's been a big run at that. You look at when they started the run, they were down 2. Now they're up 5. Substitutions here, looks like Wyatt Suter as well as Alex Bratch coming into the game. So Tate Inninger and Cole Sunday will take rests here for the Trojans and Nuggets respectively. Nuggets will inbound here with Groney near side. It looks like Jack Nielsen. Still in the JV mode for numbers as I see number 2.
Yeah.
That's Jack Nielsen coming back into the game for Rusted.
Yeah, no, I do the same thing occasionally, so don't even sweat that.
Off the inbound, they'll get reset here with Carlisle. It's going to be a foul called right there.
Fouls on the Trojans, number 1, Zach Redmond.
Zach Redmond going to be picking up the foul. That's his first personal. Stoll will inbound. Long inbounds out there, and it's caught by Mason Drop. And they're going to say going the other way. Get an offensive foul called right there on Justin Koski. And that's foul number 4 on Koski, so you have to imagine he might be taking a seat, and he is.
Checking for the Nuggets, number 33, Ethan Magnuson.
Ethan Magnuson coming into the game. As Koski will take a seat. One more and Koski will foul out, so good call right there from Hawley. 5-point game. Trojans have the basketball and the lead. Here's Tonsfeld. Tonsfeld off the dribble, lightning quick. Floater, they're going to say no shot. I think they're going to get a foul called on the ground here. As referees sort things out, I believe it's going to be on Alex Bratch. And it is. So I believe that'll put Barnesville in the bonus here as referees sort things out. I see 7 fouls up on that scoreboard, which would mean a 1-and-1, and that's exactly the case here. Tonsfeld's going to be taking a 1-and-1.
Fouls on the Nuggets, number 22. At the line to shoot the bonus for the Trojans, number 5, Adam Tonsfeld.
Well, number 5 will try and increase the 5-point lead here, and he does. And he'll be rewarded with a chance to make it 7. And he does.
2 for 2 from the free throw line right there for Tonsfeld. Interesting note for both teams here, knock on wood. Neither team missing a free throw here in the second half so far. Hawley 2 for 2 and Barnesville 3 for 3. We'll see if that trend continues the rest of the game as that pass off the hands right there of Carlisle. So a turnover right there for Hawley. And Barnesville's got a chance to get it back to a 3-possession lead here. Tonsfeld off the dribble. Out to Hang. Redmond will feed down low, now kick out. Tonsfeld feeding down low to Suter. Suter looking for an opening. Out to Nielsen. Here's Hang. Tonsfeld off the dribble. Nice move inside, and he can't quite get it to fall.
I thought that one was going in, but
me too. Well, if you watched any of the EDC games earlier this Saturday, you look at a big step back 3 from Jeremiah Sem. That was a shot that hung on the rim for a few seconds. Kind of reminded me of that one right there.
Definitely, I agree 100% with that one. And after seeing that shot go in and seeing a bunch of other shots similar to that going in and then not seeing that one go in, it kind of threw me for a loop.
Yeah, you almost get used to the gravity just pulling that ball towards the hoop. A lot of times you say the basketball gods will that one in. It's a 3-pointer up and good from Stoa right there. So a big shot from the freshman. We've got a timeout.
Update from Perham, 5:10 and counting. 42-38, Yellow Jackets have the lead over the Pelican Rapids Vikings in boys basketball. We'll keep you up to date on that one as we get closer to the end of this one too. Both those games at about the same spot right now, back in 30.
Dean's Bulk Service is your convenient stop on the way to the lake. Whether you're looking for snacks, drinks, fresh rolls, bait, ice, or a clean restroom, you are able to find it all inside our friendly facilities. The Barnesville and Save & See stores are proud to fly the Arco gasoline brand. Dean's Bulk Service also celebrates 50 years of great service of propane, fuel, oil, and lubricants. We are always ready to deliver. Dean's Bulk Service is a proud supporter of Trojan Athletics and wishes the Barnesville Trojans the best of luck in this game and every game this sports season.
Welcome back here to Barnesville High School. 54 to 50 your score here. Barnesville up on top by 4 points with 4:52 remaining here in this first half. Coming out of this timeout, it's Trojan basketball. We'll get things started back up here with Adam Tonsfeld. And they'll get it back to Tonsfeld. Being picked up defensively by Mason Gratton. Out in the corner, Nielsen for three. Got it. Jack Nielsen with a big-time three-pointer right there, and it's back to a 7-point game. Nielsen with 6 here on the night, all coming in the second half.
Well, we mentioned in our pregame show that Hawley had to watch out if he got hot, and he may not have to get too hot in this game. He may just need to hit a three here and there to keep Barnesville in front. And so far, he's done just that.
Yeah, when you're a team like Barnesville that has so many great shooters, just as long as they hit occasionally, that's always going to keep a defense honest. You know, a lot of times you hear defenders talk like, close out, he's a shooter. Well, when you have to do that on 4 or 5 guys out on the floor, it becomes a very, very tough task.
Near turnover there. Hawley able to maintain possession as Stoa knocks it down.
Well, the same could be said for Hawley on the other end. You look at a lot of great shooters there as well. Grani and Stoa have been doing a lot of damage here from beyond the arc in the second half. Count up 4 3-pointers between the two of them. Nielsen for three again. That one off the mark. Rebound Stoa. And Stoa behind the back. Starting to turn some heads here, the freshman. Out with Grani. Grani gets a screen. He'll take it inside. Tough shot. Gets the blocking foul and one. Hayden Grani with an and one. And a chance to make it a 1-point game here. Right on cue.
2:26 to go at the Hive in Perham. Yellow Jackets over the Vikings 47-40. And looks like the Yellow Jackets have the ball right now.
Grani rattling home the free throw right there. And it's got to be the arc right there, doesn't it have to be?
Yep, it certainly was and certainly is.
Back now at the Trojans. Tonsfeld swings it out to Hang. Down low, Suter. And that one off the mark. Sorry, you sound like you're about to say something.
Yeah, no, but I wanted to see if Suter was going to shoot that shot or make that shot before I continued to say what I was going to say, and now I totally forgot what I was going to say. So I'll say it later.
Grani taking it inside again. This time they're going to say no call. As player in the deck, referee opting to let him play right there. No block or charge. Trojans going to get the ball back. Here's Tonsfeld going fast out to Hang. Now back with Tonsfeld. Barnesville with a 1-point lead here, just under 3 minutes remaining. Whistle blows, and I think we're going to get another timeout on the floor. So we'll take a timeout as well as we have a 1-point game on our hands. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a good finish here on Magnitude Sports.
Your family, your friends, our community. At Midwest Bank of Barnesville, these cornerstones of family, friends, and community is the very heart of Midwest Bank. Whether it's help in expanding the family farm, building, remodeling, or purchasing your new home, or supporting our local schools, Midwest Bank is here because you are our family, you are our friends, and this is our community. Midwest Bank, banking your way on South Front Street, Barnesville. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Magnitude Sports would like to remind you that whether you're watching from home or watching from the stands, to please respect officials. Without high school officials, games are canceled and players lose playing time. Contact your local high school to find out how you can become an official and stay connected to the game you love.
Welcome back here to Barnesville High School. We've got a good one on our hands here. Seems to be a theme here over these past few weeks, and especially today too, as we've got a good one going on over in Perm right now, also on Magnitude, but 57-56 your score here. Barnesville with a 1-point lead and the ball with 2:48 and counting. It's off the inbound, Nielsen to Hang. Nice pass inside from Hang, and Todsville's going to draw the foul.
Falls on the Nuggets, number 33, Ethan Magnuson. That's his first.
Magnuson picking up his first, and Todsville's going to go to the line and shoot two more.
Shots for the Trojans, number 5, Adam Tonsfield.
Well, as Tonsfield steps up to the line, that gives us an opportunity to give you an update from the Hive. The Pelican Rapids Vikings have closed within 3, 47-44 with a minute 20. Timeout on the floor in Perham with the Yellow Jackets leading by 3.
Tonsfield short on the second. Rebound goes out to Magnuson. Magnuson on Magnitude, getting the board right there. Now here's Groney. Back to Magnuson. Inninger guarding. Stoa out on the perimeter. He'll take it inside. Now back with Groney. Feed inside, stolen away there nicely. Great defense from Nielsen. Tonsfield on the fast break, he'll lose control and it's going the other way. So good recovery right there and transition defense from the Nuggets. They get the steal that they needed. They're down 2, but they got the ball back.
So we crack the eggs on 2 minutes to go here in the second half.
And here we go. These are going to be the deciding 2 minutes as they get a travel waving off the shot right there. And through my headset, I could hear the cries for travel easily.
You could have just taken a couple seconds off from your job there and let the crowd do your job there.
Yeah, save my voice a little bit, let the bench do the talking. But regardless, it's back in the hands of the Trojans here, 58-56. Stolen away, nice defense right there. And Groney gets the steal, and he's going to draw a foul as well.
Falls on the Trojans, number 4, Cam Hang. That's his third personal foul.
Cam Hang picking up his third personal foul on the team's 8th. So 1-1 coming from the free throw line right here for Groney. He's got a chance to tie the game up.
For the Nuggets, number 5, Hayden Groney.
Well, if you're Hawley, you definitely want to make both, but you certainly want to make at least one.
And he got the first, and that's the one that he needed to make right there.
Because now if he misses this one, a 2-pointer gives them the lead.
And he makes it. So good shooting right there.
But now that we're even at 58, the two teams can exchange buckets and keep tying this game up. I don't know, just my humble opinion, I think I'd rather have a 1-point lead or a 1-point deficit than be tied. I don't know why I think that, but I do. So
certainly gives you the opportunity to go for the win at the end. Off the dribble, here's Tonsfield. Now to Nielsen. Inninger, open 3. Off the mark right there, and that would have been big. You could see that bench rise up as he released it. It looked good for a sec. Rusted will try a 3. That one off the mark as well. Rebound Groney. So here comes Hawley as we near the 1-minute mark. And Hawley been playing catch up for most of the game.
Yeah.
They've got a chance to take the lead right here.
I don't think they've had the lead in this game. I don't think they have.
I think you might be correct as they get a foul called right there on Magnuson.
That's number 33, Ethan Magnuson. That's his second personal foul. Team's 10.
That's a big one because it's foul number 10.
Double bonus for the Trojans. Number 15, Tate
the double
Inninger.
bonus. And it's Tate Inninger going to the line shooting too. Off on the first. But still one more to come, and that's what makes that foul so big. If that had been foul number 9, that would have been a live ball right there. But Barnesville still with a chance to take the lead here from the free throw line. Inninger on his varsity starting debut for the lead. Off the mark.
And Inninger will watch this later and be like, thanks, Eric. And then he'll be like, that was funny, Mike.
Yeah. Here comes Hawley. 36 seconds and counting. Tie game. Doesn't get much bigger than this. Off the dribble. Kick out. Ronnie takes it inside for the lead and he puts it in. Hayden Groney, the man of the hour. Cometh the man, cometh the hour, and Hayden Groney delivers. He's got 2 more points, and it's a 2-point lead here for Hawley.
And like we were talking just briefly ago, I think this is the first lead of the game for the Nuggets. So they've certainly deserved this lead, but now the Trojans have some work to do. And you know, I look over there, and as the camera looks over in the same direction I'm looking at, and you see a little bit of exhaustion. You see a little bit of maybe a little bit of frustration on the Trojans. You're kind of sitting behind them. It's hard to tell what their facial expressions are like. But then again, if we were sitting in front of them, they might have a mask on, so we still couldn't tell. But and then you look over at the Hawley bench, and you see a little bit of exhaustion, but you also see a little bit of relief and maybe a little bit of confidence. So I think what's big here is Barnesville does not need to take the 3. What they need to do is tie this game at 60. Even though they have Nielsen and Tonsfeld who could possibly hit the 3, or even Inninger, he's been good. But I think what you need to do here is tie this game at 60, maybe, and then of course Hawley's coach probably telling them, hey, if they do drive into the paint, don't foul, because you don't want to take the lead at the free throw line with the clock stopped. So we'll see what happens here.
We will see indeed. Here we go with Tonsfeld, the senior on senior night. Tonsfeld wants it. He's going to get it. He's going to put it in. Adam Tonsfeld with the and one. Oh my goodness. Adam Tonsfeld, the senior on senior night. You could not write a script like that.
Number 23, Mason Groton. That's his 3rd personal foul.
And he's going to go to the line with a chance to take the lead.
Number 24, Brady Groton, number 14.
Adam Tonsfeld, where the unexpected becomes reality.
And and like I said, that's exactly what Hawley was probably told not to do. And now they have the lead.
Timeout, Barnesville.
Well, what an answer from Barnesville coming out of that timeout. They're going to take another timeout, but we'll stay right here. Everyone on the edge of their seats here at Barnesville. 61-60 your score. Adam Tonsfeld at the end one. Now if you're Hawley, Mike, what are you going to try and do right here to get the lead back?
Well, you got 15.5 seconds left. So my thought is kind of similar to what my thought was for Barnesville. You have the ball. You have to go the length of the court. Barnesville might press. I mean, they're leading by 1 right now. But like I said earlier, I would rather be down or up by 1 than tied. And this is a perfect situation and a perfect reason why I'd rather be down by 1, because you can drive into the paint, kiss one off the glass, take a 62-61 lead, and put the pressure on Barnesville. Where if Barnesville was up 62-60, the best you could do is tie it, or the pressure would be on you to take the lead with a 3. And that's why I like being down by 1 right now if I'm a Hawley Nuggets fan.
Who do you think's going to get the final shot here? If you mind me putting you on the spot.
Well, you know, yeah, I wouldn't. Well, let's see who's all in the game. Yeah, Stoa's in the game. That was one that came to the top of my head there. But you know, I look as I glance out on the floor. I think almost anybody would be a good selection, but we'll see. Like I said, I think their best option here is to go into the paint, and it looks like we have another stoppage here with 11.7.
Timeout, Hawley.
Hey, you're correct. They're going to take a timeout. Hawley will. So 11.7, I guess. You get a chance to elaborate a little more if you want right there.
Well, I think the first thing I should do is take the pressure off our fans here and get that Perham game out of the way. Perham has won it 50, let's see here. 55-49, the Yellow Jackets defeat Pelican Rapids. So that game has gone final, boys basketball final score. So like I said, I think, was it Barnesville took the last timeout before this one?
I
what was
so.
it, Hawley on back-to-back timeouts?
I know Hawley just took the timeout here.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to. Well, whoever took it last time, Hawley out of the last timeout, whether it was a Barnesville or Hawley timeout, they had it on the baseline, and now they got it up over into that far wing, and then Hawley calls a timeout with 11.7. So that took 3.8 ticks off the clock, and now they get to inbound it from the baseline instead of on the opposite end of the court, which may have been a smart move because from the far sideline, is where they'll inbound it. So once again, you just need to drive into the paint, maybe chew up 6 seconds of the clock, and see if you can't get a 2-point basket here and take the lead.
Well, here we go. It's 6 seconds remaining. Whistle blows. And I believe it's another timeout.
Well, we'll keep it here with 5.0, so 5 exactly to go here in this one.
That's a good timeout right there. You saw that possession. Not a lot doing, and I'm sure looked like a difficult shot was about to be thrown up right there. So I like the timeout call right there. You still got 5 seconds. Get back in your huddle. Go over your offense, whatever you want to get set up with within 5 seconds.
See, what I don't like about this is you have 5 seconds instead of 11 now. And if you miss the shot and Barnesville gets the defensive board, the game's over. Yeah.
Yep.
I liked it better when you had the 11 seconds there, but a lot of strange things have happened in the game of basketball, and wouldn't be a bit. We had a 3/4 court shot this past Tuesday at Frazee, so you just never know what could happen. If you missed that highlight, it's available on Magnitude's House of Highlights. That name coined by Eric Tianson about a week ago. But anyways, I was much more comfortable with Hawley having 11 seconds to score 2 points. Now the 2-point basket is about as much pressure as if a team needed a 3 with 5 seconds left, and now we have another timeout by Barnesville. So, it's kind of like icing the kicker in football here.
Yeah.
Barnesville probably realizes along the same lines of what I'm talking about here. You have 5 seconds to score a 2-point basket. You got to get from the, I believe, the far sideline, or where are they at now after like these 5 timeouts? I'm not sure.
I think they'll be inbounding near baseline or near sideline.
Near sideline. So you got near sideline inbounds, and you got to get about 30 feet in 5 seconds. So it's not. It makes me nervous if I'm a Hawley Nuggets fan, or maybe even a Hawley Nuggets player, and by Barnesville taking this extra timeout, Hawley's got to wait even longer to take that shot with 5 seconds to try and win this game. And I don't like it, but we'll see what happens. There could be an upset in the brewing here too.
Yeah.
And maybe there's some Hawley Nuggets fans that know something I don't, and they love this situation. So we'll see what happens, though. Should be an interesting ending, that's for sure.
Here we go. 5 seconds remaining, game on the line. One shot going to decide it right here. Let's see what happens. Taking it inside, and he's going to draw the foul.
With 2.1 seconds to go, I sort of like that, and I sort of don't like that, because now Hawley goes to the free throw line, and you're going to, if you hit one, let's see, they're at 9 fouls, so it's a front end of a one-on-one. You have to tie the game here.
Yeah.
You have to make this shot, and if you don't, and Barnesville gets the defensive rebound, game over. If you don't and the Nuggets get the rebound, ooh, that could be close.
And Koski, you could see he's hurt. Holding that arm, you could hear calls for a new shooter from the Hawley bench.
And I believe that would be up to Coach Suter of Barnesville if it would be his choice on which Nugget he would want to take the free throw if they determined that his injury would not allow him to take the free throw, but that doesn't look like it'll be the case.
Koski ties it, and that's his first point of the entire game, and it comes right near the death. And now he's got a chance to give him the lead.
So now the pressure is on. I've seen this before. Fargo Davies, Cheyenne, overtime. Zion Detman fouled on a 3, trailing by 3, has to make all 3, makes the first 2, misses the third one.
And he got it. So 2.1 seconds. Does Barnesville have a miracle in them? Heaved at the buzzer by Iniger, and it's short.
No,
Hawley with the upset. Only their second conference win here in the Hardo Lakes, and the Nuggets come with a gold rush, storming and pulling off the upset on senior night. Free throws from Koski at the free throw line at the very end. Man, oh man, oh man.
Well, like I said, I didn't like it, but it worked out in Hawley's favor. And, well, congratulations to the Hawley Nuggets. A well-deserved win. And that one certainly has to, I don't know if sting is the word that is quite the word. As you may have heard in our crowd mic there, head coach Chad Suter is taking that as a little bit more than a sting. So. As he slammed his hand in frustration down on the scorer's table. And, I can certainly understand why he did that, too, because Barnesville should have won this game. They were leading the whole time, and they were shooting, and they were, just little tiny mistakes and an honest missed shot here and there in the last couple minutes or so, and that allowed Hawley to creep back into it and be in it at the end. And I think I said this. I don't remember if it was late in the first half but I know I said it at some point. I think the score was like 27-21 back in the first half, and I said something to the effect that if Barnesville doesn't start to pull away with this, if they allow Hawley to stay within 4, 6, 8 points, that could be trouble for Hawley or for Barnesville in the second half. And, well, look at the final score. That was indeed trouble for Barnesville. And they just need to play a little bit smarter basketball, hit a couple of additional shots, and they would have been just fine. But Hawley Nuggets able to sneak out of Barnesville with the W today, and a well-deserved W for the Hawley Nuggets, no doubt about it.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head with that call right there. Maybe I owe you a pizza for that one. That was spot on. Final score here from Barnesville, 62-61. Hawley pulling off the upset on the road. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll bring you your Midwest Bank postgame show. We got a lot to unpack here. Bring you some stats and analysis here on Magnitude Sports.
Your family, your friends, our community. At Midwest Bank of Barnesville, these cornerstones of family, friends, and community is the very heart of Midwest Bank. Whether it's help in expanding the family farm, building, remodeling, or purchasing your new home, or supporting our local schools, Midwest Bank is here because you are our family, you are our friends, and this is our community. Midwest Bank, banking your way on South Front Street, Barnesville. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Dean's Bulk Service is your convenient stop on the way to the lake. Whether you're looking for snacks, drinks, fresh rolls, bait, ice, or a clean restroom, you are able to find it all inside our friendly facilities. The Barnesville and Save & See stores are proud to fly the Arco gasoline brand. Dean's Bulk Service also celebrates 50 years of great service of propane, fuel, oil, and lubricants. We are always ready to deliver. Dean's Bulk Service is a proud supporter of Trojan Athletics and wishes the Barnesville Trojans the best of luck in this game and every game this sports season.
Magnitude Sports would like to remind you that whether you're watching from home or watching from the stands, to please respect officials. Without high school officials, games are canceled and players lose playing time. Contact your local high school to find out how you can become an official and stay connected to the game you love.
Alrighty, welcome back here to Barnesville. Final score for tonight going to be 62-61. Visiting team, the Hawley Nuggets, pulling off the upset here on senior night for Barnesville. And it was a game that came down to pretty much the very end there. You saw those 2 free throws. Slightly controversial call there at the end of the game, but Justin Koski making both of his free throws. Going over some stats now for tonight in this win for Hawley. Taking a look at the visitors' Hawley first. Leading the way for all scores in this game as well for Hawley, probably goes without saying, but Hayden Groney pouring in 27, had himself a heck of a game. 12 in the first half, 15 in the second half. He was a big-time player. 2 points on the night for Justin Koski, and they came at the perfect time. Those 2 free throws at the very end, also shooting them through what appeared to be a bit of pain, as you could see him holding his arm there. So a gutty performance from him there. 8 points on the night for Brevin Stoa, the freshman. He had a few big 3-pointers in the second half. He was a big-time playmaker for them. Also looking at 8 points on the night for Brian Carlisle. Had 7 in the second half as opposed to 1 in the first, bringing him to 8. 2 points on the night for Alex Barch. 6 points on the night for Mason Gratton. And also 9 points on the night for Brady Gratton. So bringing them to a total of 13 points combined between those two. That brings you to your 62 for Hawley. And then for Barnesville, they finished with 61. 6 points on the night for Jack Nielsen, all coming in the second half. He hit that 3-pointer late, which was a big shot. You mentioned him getting hot. He certainly got hot in the second half. Also 3 points on the night for Bredman. That's Braden Bredman making his varsity debut, at least on magnitude as far as we know. 23 on senior night for Adam Tonsfeld. It was a heck of a performance from him. Gave it us all in this one, and he hit a lot of big shots. How about that and one at the end of the game? We thought that was about to be the decider.
I think that particular play tied it at 60 with him going to the line to give the 61-60 lead, if I remember correctly.
That is correct.
That would end up being the final point Barnesville would score in this game.
8 points on the night for Logan Ernst. All those coming in the first half. He had 2 3-pointers on the night. 9 points for Tate Inninger. He had 5 in the second half as opposed to 4 in the first half, making his starting debut for varsity, and he's certainly impressed in this game. Did a myriad of things alongside those 9 points. 8 points for Ryan Rusted. I had to think of his first name for a sec. Had a 3-pointer in the second half. Also had a 3 in the first half. Finished with 8 points on the night. And then 4 points on the night for Wyatt Suter. All those coming in the first half, bringing you to a total of 61. It's time now to bring your Midwest Bank Player of the Game. Before we do that, I'd like to ask Mike, what did you think of tonight's game?
Well, it was a good game, and I'm a little bit stunned by the outcome of this one because, like I said, Barnesville was playing well. They brought out their non-varsity starters to play like 90% of this game, and they played very extremely well, and they had the lead for the entire game up until the last about 92-minute area, right in that area, when Hawley would take, I believe it was a 60-58 lead, and at that point that was their only lead of the game up to that point. Tonsfeld comes down, ties it, and 1, takes the lead. And then you have a mirage of timeouts, 4 or 5 of them in a row there between Hawley and Breckenridge, and and like I said, I made that reference of icing the kicker, and they did their best, but Hawley was able to sneak through at the end, and I'm honestly not surprised that they did win the game. I'm a little bit stunned that they won the game because of the fact of how well Barnesville played in the first half and pretty much 85% of the second half, and that's why I'm stunned. But when you take all of that out and you look at the final 2 minutes of this game, I am not stunned that Hawley won. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
I totally get where you're coming from there. Well, there you have it. So now time for your Midwest Bank Player of the Game. You want to talk about icing the shooter. Well, it was ice in the veins for Justin Koski. He's going to get an honorable mention here. He finished with 2 points, like I said earlier. But those 2 points, 2 free throws with about 2.7 seconds left, something like that. Hits him with an injured arm. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. That is the definition of clutch right there. But we are going to have to give our Midwest Bank Player of the Game to Hayden Groney, leading all scorers with 27. He hit big shot after big shot after big shot. I'm pretty sure he tied the game a few times in the second half with a few 3-pointers. did well for himself at the free throw line as well. He was a special player out there. He had a fantastic game, and he was the engine for this Nuggets team pulling off the win tonight. So congrats to Hayden Grani. He's your Midwest Bank player of the game.
All right, well, Barnesville has a couple games left. Hawley has one more after this to wrap up the regular season. It'll be a tough one on Saturday at home against the Pelican Rapids Vikings, who fell just shy, a couple points shy of defeating the Perham Yellow Jackets tonight. So that'll be another test to wrap up the regular season here for the Hawley Nuggets. And for the Barnesville Trojans, they actually have 2 games left. They have 2 games left. I was looking at the wrong schedule there for a moment, but they still have 2 games left. They have Detroit Lakes here at home, and then they'll wrap up the regular season on the road at Dilworth, Glendon, Felton on Monday, a game you can watch here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network. So we're certainly looking forward to that one there. We'll see if DGF can get one back on Barnesville. But I said this, pregame, halftime, sometime in the first half, or maybe it was early in the second half, I said even if Barnesville loses out the rest of the games of this season, they still lock up that number 4 seed, will host the quarterfinal right here in the Section 8 AA playoffs. And we'll have, I believe we'll have 8 games of the Section 8 AA playoffs for you here on Magnitude Sports. We'll have Barnesville, we'll have Perham, we'll have some Breckenridge, and we'll have some Frazee games for you for sure. And we might have some other games, but it all depends on who wins and who loses and how much equipment we have and what members of our staff are available to go to the games, with everything at the higher seed and not knowing until like the day before if where that game's going to be played. It's kind of hard to schedule. People will be like, hey, I need you on March 15th, but I don't know if you're going to this place, that place, or this place. Could be 15 miles away. It could be 6 hours away. But you need to work, so just don't plan, That's kind of the downside of trying to schedule this tournament. But it's going to be a fun tournament no matter what. Usually they hold those tournaments at Concordia College, and they're all at the same venue. And this year they're all at different venues, and that we'll see how that'll be interesting. We'll see how we work that, but we will have coverage of some Section 8 AA tournament games for you live here on Magnitude Sports. So you can find us online once again on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube at Magnitude SN on Facebook and Twitter, Magnitude Sports on Instagram. You can order a DVD copy of the game or any of our past games at msportsnet.com/DVD. Check out our upcoming game schedule. We'll be back here on Friday, tomorrow actually. Barnesville and Frazee girls will play. 6 o'clock. It says CJV varsity, but they actually canceled the JV game. So the C game will be in the primary gym here, followed by the varsity starting at 6 o'clock. And then we'll have both of those games live for you here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network. And then on Saturday, it'll be a big day. Eric, you're back here in Barnesville for the Trojans and the Lakers, and I'll be in Frazee for the Hornets hosting the Cowboys in boys basketball. And that should be a fun 6 set of games as well. And then March 15th, we'll wrap up our regular season portion of our broadcast schedule here on the Minnesota side with the Dilworth Glendon Felton Rebels hosting the Barnesville Trojans in boys basketball. We'll have JV and varsity, and that'll be the conclusion of our regular season play. And March 13th, worst case scenario, March 14th, we will know who's playing who in the Section 8 AA tournament for girls and boys, as they plan, the MSHSL plans to seed those teams on Saturday. So sometime on Saturday, we'll all know where we're going. Until then, it's a big mystery. It's an episode of Unsolved Mysteries. So 62-61 your final here in favor of the Hawley Nuggets, who improved to 7-10, while the Barnesville Trojans fall to 9-7 on the season. That'll wrap it up for Eric Tianson. My name is Mike Mason. Have a great evening. We'll talk to you tomorrow when the Barnesville Trojans host the Detroit Lake Lakers live here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
The proceeding has been a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and to order a DVD copy of this broadcast, simply visit msportsnet.com/DVD.